many people realise, but West Yorkshire in fact has a very rich brass band heritage. Bands across the region are always representing Yorkshire at national and international level, so I went to find out a little bit more about them. Tucked away in a warehouse off Chapel Hill, the Hammond Saltaire Band rehearsals are underway, so I went to speak to composer Morgan Griffiths about the success of local brass assemblies.
It goes back to the obviously the mill bands, the woolen bands, the colliery bands. It's mainly woolen bands around this particular area. I mean, obviously you've got Saltaire, which is a textile mill, and then this band used to be the Hammond Sauce Works, which became about because it was really the guy who owned Salts was actually a guy called Horace Hawley who owned Hammond Sauce Works. So then he took the band on, and it ended up being his band for about 40 odd years, you know. Yeah, so there's lots of bands in this particular area, all related to sort of industry really as much as anything.
So could you tell us a bit about the history of the band?
Yeah, well actually it's one of the oldest bands because when we toured Australia a few years ago, we had a history of the band written by Dr. Roy Newsom, and it was found that the band originated back to the Saltaire Band, which was in 1855 with Titus Salt. So the band, when we changed down, the band's had a few names over the years. It's been the Hammond Sauce Works Band, which is very famous for. Then it was the Yorkshire Building Society Band, but when they lost the sponsorship from that, they went back to the original name of Hammonds and Saltaire, which is where the Saltaire connection comes from. But the band goes back to 1855. It actually played in the first Crystal Palace competition. It came second to Black Dyke in that competition in 1860. And the following year, in 1861, the band won the competition at Crystal Palace out of the three that were held, which was 1860, 61, 62. Yeah, been European champions now. I think I won 7 with the band, but the band won. They did a double hat trick at the Europeans. They won 6 consecutively. But I think the band's won 8 Europeans altogether. They won 4 British Open championships in the last 20 years.
So the band have had their fair share of awards then, and it's easy to see, or rather hear, why. Hammond Saltaire Band are not the only famous brass band from the region. The Brighouse and Rastrick Band, formed in 1881, is one of the most successful in the country. I went to their rehearsals and spoke to band manager Alan Morrison and conductor Lee Baker about its achievements.
Over the years it's built up a reputation. It's obviously it's won lots of competitions, but it's also built up a reputation as one of the most entertaining concert bands in the world, and it has kind of two different things that we look to win contests, but also to entertain audiences.
And what's it like being part of such a famous band, really?
It's fabulous. It's an absolute honour to be part of the band and to stand on stage with the band, as it was as a player for 20 years. I mean, that's one of the reasons I stopped in the band, because the proudness, the pride of wearing these famous purple uniforms just hanging up over there is unique, really.
In a very short space around where we are here, there's 3, possibly 4 of the world's greatest brass bands. So in Yorkshire, it's a hotbed of banding, always has been.
So the Brighouse and Rastrick Band have gone home for the evening, but even after 150 years, it's clear that Yorkshire's band heritage is still going strong. So here's to the next 150 years.